Alright guys, so continuing where we left off. Today we will study about the screw gauge and how to use it. So, the screw gauge is also known as a micrometer screw gauge. But what exactly is a screw gauge? Well, let's dive into it. A screw gauge is a device generally used to measure the diameter of a wire or an object, which can either be a small sphere or have the thickness of a thin glass. It works on the principle of a screw and nut, and hence is called a screw gauge. Now, let's study about the different components of the screw gauge. A screw gauge consists of a U-shaped metallic frame, as you can see on the diagram on this side. Just like a vernier caliper, the screw gauge also holds two scales. The first one being the circular scale, which is on the thimble. The thimble has a threaded spindle inside it and is marked by 100 equal parts. The second scale is called the main scale, which is on the hollow cylinder and has a millimeter scale over it. It has a horizontal line, which is called the base line. The spindle and stud are used to hold the unknown object, and this spindle or screw is moved by turning the ratchet, which is on the other end of the micrometer screw gauge. It can measure up to 0.01 millimeters or 0.001 centimeters, which is its least count. And I'm sure by now every student knows what the least count is. The smallest reading that can be measured using an instrument. Now, let's compare the least count of the meter rule, which is 1 millimeter, to the vernier calipers, which is 0.1 millimeters. But the smallest measurement taken by a micrometer is more precise than the two aforementioned instruments. To calculate the least count of a screw gauge, we use a formula. Oh no, don't let it scare you. It's very simple. Let's consider the diagram on this side. The total number of divisions in a circular scale is 100. Hence, the formula for calculating the least count is pitch of the screw gauge over the total number of divisions on the circular scale. The pitch is the distance moved by the screw in one complete rotation. Here, the pitch of the screw is 1 millimeter. So 1 millimeter over 100 is equal to 0.01 millimeters or 0.001 centimeters. This is its least count. Simple, right?